Right now at 6, clearing out and cleaning up. City officials evict people still living in Houska Park. And the Rogers roller coaster speeds up. The Packers star quarterback says no more green and gold.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Now, before we get to those stories, we do have breaking news this evening. The Tomah Fire Department is asking residents to avoid the area of Glendale Avenue and Saratoga Street as they respond to a house fire. We will have more information about the fire as it becomes available. The city of La Crosse has closed Houska Park for a massive cleanup. Everyone who was living in the park has been evicted. News 8 Now's Dua Israr was at Houska Park for the cleanup and explains what's next.
These crews behind me have been cleaning up Houska Park since 8 a.m. Most of these items were left behind by the residents who had been living in the park, and city officials are hoping to have this park cleared out by the end of the day.
Cleaning up the park.
The sounds of excavators and garbage trucks mark a new beginning for La Crosse's Houska Park.
Our house is getting destroyed. What are we supposed to do?
For Jeff, it's a somber day. This park was his home.
We were houseless, not homeless.
Since May of last year, people who are unsheltered have been living in Houska Park. In October, the city's permit for Houska Park as a campground expired.
That's the hope. Yeah, the hope is to restore this park to what it was.
Wednesday morning, Jeff said goodbye to this place and the people who lived here with him.
We want to say thank you to everyone, all the volunteers over the year and that helped the homeless people here and brought us food and things like that.
Last month, La Crosse Mayor Mitch Reynolds' office announced city staff will start cleaning the park because of health and safety concerns.
Today we're focusing on some of the larger materials, bringing those out, and it's going to be an ongoing cleanup effort.
Jeff says it's time to find a new home.
It's an impossible task with, a little bit of a criminal record, bad credit. We can't get anyone to rent to us.
He just doesn't know where that'll be. People who were living in Houska Park were given the chance to put some of their items in a storage facility. If those items are not picked in 30 days, city officials say they will dispose of those items. Reporting in Houska Park, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Thanks very much, Dua. Before the cleanup, several nonprofits, including Independent Living Resources, have been working on finding people shelter, and Independent Living Resources was there this morning as well. Time to switch it up, talk some wet weather incoming with Chief Meteorologist Bill Graw.
Yeah, and the transition from yesterday's sunshine and chilly temperatures involved cloud cover today, but as promised, those temperatures responded quite nicely to a southerly breeze. So temperatures a little bit above average for most. 44 the high in Eau Claire, 47 here in La Crosse and Sparta. Even a couple spots managing 50 degrees, 51 in Black River Falls and Boscobel, a high of 52 in Prairie du Chien. So that was above average by 2 degrees. That now makes 7 of the 15 days this month above average. 8 of the days have been below average, but every day we've seen highs in the 30s and 40s. All right, mostly cloudy right now. We've had some filtered sunshine at times. Now, what you need to know, our next system that I continue to track for tomorrow and tomorrow night, more wet than white is the way it's looking right now. Rain develops later tomorrow morning, and then rain likely in the afternoon, and it'll mix with or change over to snow showers for a time into tomorrow night. But I don't think it's going to last all that long tomorrow night, and I think that's going to keep snow accumulations to a minimum in most of our areas. Current temperatures not too bad this evening, 40s for most, even a 51 still in Prairie du Chien and Boscobel, and it's going to be a mild night. Mostly cloudy, a little breezy yet. Overnight lows only dip to about 41 degrees in La Crosse. I'll be back in a few minutes with many more details about that system heading our way for tomorrow and tomorrow night in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill.
Okay.
Back on the news side of things, a Wisconsin man pleaded guilty today for his role in a plot to kidnap Michigan's governor. Brian Higgins from Wisconsin Dells said he attempted to provide material support for terrorism when he drove past Governor Gretchen Whitmer's vacation home. He's facing a maximum prison sentence of 5 years. Investigators say an anti-government group planned to kidnap the Democratic governor in the hopes of triggering a civil war before the 2020 election. 14 people were charged in 3 different courts. The 2 leaders were convicted in federal court. Wisconsin's Republican-controlled legislature is proposing several exceptions to the state's 1849 abortion ban. Now, the 1849 law currently makes almost all abortions a felony. This bill would allow for abortions for victims of rape and incest in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. It also clarifies when one is necessary to save the mother's life, as when a pregnancy poses a serious risk of death or a substantial and irreversible physical impairment of a bodily function of a woman. Wisconsin Democrats have slammed the proposal. Governor Evers issuing a statement today saying, quote, "I've been clear from the beginning, I won't sign a bill that leaves Wisconsin women with fewer rights and freedoms than they had before the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe." An overwhelming majority of Wisconsin supports restoring Roe and repealing our 1849-era criminal abortion ban, and I won't sign anything less. In the meantime, Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu said the Senate wouldn't take up the measure because of Evers' promise to veto it. And all of this, of course, comes as the Supreme Court is eventually going to rule on a lawsuit that seeks to make that ban unenforceable. Today is the last day you can register to vote through online registration. You'll need to enter your name, date of birth, address, and your Wisconsin ID or driver's license number at myvote.wi.gov. You can also check to see if you're already registered on the site. It's not too late to register in person at your clerk's office. That deadline is March 31st. After that, you will be able to register at your polling place on Election Day, which is April 4th. And there's another informational session about the La Crosse School District's referendum that's going to be on that April 4th ballot. The referendum asks voters to increase and extend a previous operational referendum for 6 more years. District leaders will explain more at Emerson Elementary School tonight. That presentation has just gotten underway, and you can check out more about the referendum ahead of time on the district's website. According to the CDC, murder is the 6th leading cause of death for Indigenous women and girls in the United States. One project created by a Canadian artist aims to honor missing or murdered Indigenous women and relatives. It's called Heart Spirits, and a group of educators are working to bring it to Black River Falls High School. Led by Cheryl Ring, students and community members made ceramic hearts to turn statistics into representation.
Within that acronym, there are women, their names, and they're human, and then they have extended family and community who love and miss them.
Now, the ceramic hearts that students made today will be added to a complete display, which will be revealed on May 4th. And if you or someone you know is Native and experiencing violence, be sure to call the number on your screen for confidential and 24/7 support. Tomah VA health officials are spreading the word about new benefits for veterans exposed to toxic chemicals. The VA Medical Center invited vets and their families to a PACT Act awareness event today. Health officials discussed how the new law has expanded health care and benefit eligibility to veterans exposed to toxic chemicals like burn pits and Agent Orange. Officials in Tomah encourage veterans to come in for a 10-minute toxic exposure screening, even if veterans aren't sure they were exposed or don't have any health concerns right now.
We've had about 40% of that 8,900 screen positive to having a possible exposure. Most of those don't have health concerns right now, which is good, but I don't know what the future is going to hold, and they don't.
Now, under the law, veterans don't have to prove toxic chemicals caused an illness, and even if they've never received VA care before, they still qualify for toxic exposure screening. For more information on the PACT Act and the Tomah VA, we've got links posted on news8000.com. Well, we are far from kickoff in the next NFL season, but one Packer is keeping his name in the headlines. Aaron Rodgers finally gives us an idea of his future plans. News 8 Now's sports director Rob Schiff is here to give us an update. Good evening, Rob.
Hello, Ken. Well, we all know Aaron Rodgers' future has been the topic of discussion when it comes to Packers fans here in the Cooley region. A lot of reports have been circulating this week, but today the world got to hear from Rodgers himself, the 4-time MVP, announcing on the Pat McAfee show that he does in fact plan on continuing his NFL career in 2023, but just not with Green Bay. Instead, Rodgers plans on taking his talents to New York to play for the Jets. Now, Rodgers is still under contract with the Packers, and he did mention that compensation still needs to be figured out on both sides, but just to reiterate, the plan as of now is for Rodgers to play in New York. I'll have more on this story coming up in my full sportscast, but just to steal a word that Rodgers used quite often today, a bittersweet feeling for most Packers fans here in the Badger State. Ken, we texted earlier. That's a word you used as well.
On it for sure. Thanks a lot, Rob. We'll see you in a few. Well, St. Patrick's Day is this Friday, and there are more options to celebrate the culture than at your neighborhood bar. Next, we'll have details on the Pump House's night of Celtic stories and songs, all performed by local talents. Plus, Plus, kids in Coon Valley are taking off the training wheels. A new program is teaching students how to bike safely.
Now's the time to save on big projects. Hurry into Menards for 11% off everything. Get 11% off easy flooring updates for your home. Find your style and save 11% on Patriot Lighting. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a new kitchen. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Dan Kelly is extremely corrupt. 6 times Kelly ruled in favor of a plaintiff with close ties. He was on their advisory panel. He took contributions from their board. And all 6 times, Kelly ruled in their favor. Another time, Kelly changed his mind about whether to judge the Zignego case after pocketing $20,000 in contributions from the Zignego family. Corruption, extremism, that's Dan Kelly.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford SUV to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Searching for gold at the end of the rainbow? Well, you can find it here at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale, where now through Sunday, you're going to save some green. Get Shamrock with savings up to 60% off, plus 0% free financing, recliners, sofas, sectionals, and more. It's all here and it's all in stock and ready to be delivered. Let the shenanigans begin at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale. Don't miss it.
If you're not into drinking your socks off or making corned beef and cabbage, there is a different way to celebrate St. Paddy's Day this weekend. Celtic stories and songs performed by locals. The La Crosse Storytelling Festival group is teaming up with the Bluff Country Tailspinners to bring a bit of Ireland to La Crosse for the 3rd year. One of the event's coordinators says there's a variety of stories so people can get a taste of old Irish culture.
There'll be stories about two men in Ireland. There's one about a peddler in Ireland who has a dream and looks for a gift. There's another one that is sort of an Irish version of Beauty and the Beast, very, very ancient tale.
The night will also include music from Dublin's Daughters and Clog Jam. Tickets are $15 and you can buy them ahead of time on the Pump House's website. Doors open at 7 and the storytelling begins at 7:30. Coon Valley kids are taking off the training wheels. They are learning to ride bikes thanks to a special program. They have everything they need to learn how to ride without training wheels, a fleet of 24 bikes, helmets, and a teacher instruction bike. The program officially kicked off this morning, and the student's PE teacher says students are very excited to get pedaling, and I can explain why for sure. Well, video gaming has become a multi-billion-dollar industry that requires workers at all steps of development, but less than a third of those workers are people of color. A college in New York is trying to change that.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. Plenty of winter weather alerts in effect for areas to our west, but I'm going to focus on closer to home and how that next system is going to impact our area with my 8-day forecast after the break.
Penny.
Yes, Sheldon.
Are you familiar with the workings of an internal combustion engine?
No, Sheldon.
There's a problem with your check engine light.
No, it's working just fine.
According to the owner's manual, when your check engine light is illuminated, you should take your car to Sleepy Hollow immediately.
Your home of GM certified parts and service. Sleepy Hollow, your tri-state dealer. We can say that now. Viroqua, Caledonia, and now Cresco, Iowa.
Have you been looking for a checking account that fits your lifestyle? With a checking account from Ultra, enjoy better rates, contactless debit cards, and online and mobile banking that makes your account as on the go as you are. No minimum balance, no monthly fees, no surprises. Banking that's simple, convenient, and there for you. But don't just take our word for it. Here's what our members say. Take the next step and open your checking account online today. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
In 2001, my father, Dan Parsnow, established La Crosse Fireplace Company. Since then, our family has had the privilege of bringing beautiful heat and glow fireplaces into your home. Today, my brother Jeremy and I carry on the values and traditions of our dad, and we couldn't do it without our irreplaceable employees. Whether it's a remodel or a custom outdoor living space, La Crosse Fireplace Company is devoted to providing you with a wonderful experience. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
He's going to speak now.
The bad news. Most cell companies only give you discounts if you meet their hidden requirements.
I bet he says the good news now.
The good news. US Cellular gives you $830 off any phone when you choose an unlimited evolved plan. No plan restrictions or trade-ins needed.
So nice.
So, friend who always has a broken phone can finally get a new one.
It's just a scratch. It's broken.
No.
Oh, it's busted.
We're good. Oh no.
Get $830 off any phone with no hidden requirements. US Cellular, built for us.
At Batteries Plus, we power family road trips. We power bedtime stories. We power our local hospitals. We power connections with friends. We do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives. How powerful is that? Need a phone fixed? We got it. Get powered in-store, curbside, and at batteriesplus.com.
Welcome back. Again, plenty of clouds today. We had some filtered sunshine at times, but south wind really cranked those temperatures up compared to yesterday. 47 was the high. Average high is 45. 30 was the low, and our average low is 26. Record high today, 71 degrees, set in 2012. We had a mild stretch in 2012 across the upper Midwest. Mostly cloudy, 47 degrees, still 49 downtown at the station here. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 15. Eau Claire, mainly cloudy for you, 43 degrees and a slight wind chill of 38. Look at the taste of spring, though, over the Central Plains, Front Range of the Rockies, mid-60s to around 70 in places like Denver, Kearney, Nebraska, Dodge City, Kansas, even 61 in Kansas City. So not quite that warm around here, but still warmer and closer to where we should be for this time of year. 43 the high in, current temperature in Eau Claire, 46 in Black River Falls, still 47 in La Crosse, and some 51s in Prairie du Chien and Boscobel. So anywhere from about 11 to 17 degrees warmer right now compared to 24 hours ago. And again, you can thank in part south winds, 5 to 15. They've been kind of gusty though, 20 to 25 miles per hour for helping to cause those temperatures to be warmer. You can pretty much ignore this light radar return activity. North and east of La Crosse here is quite dry, so that's evaporating before reaching the ground. Here's our storm system trying to get organized to our west. Eventually it's going to bring some rain by mid to late morning of tomorrow, and especially tomorrow afternoon, and then a changeover to snow showers tomorrow night as much colder air on blustery winds wraps in behind this system for tomorrow night and Friday. So Sky Tracker showing plenty of clouds but dry tonight. Now watch tomorrow morning. That rain develops into the area, probably reaching La Crosse by late morning or around lunchtime, and then rain likely in the afternoon. Now notice the changeover to snow showers late in the day and towards evening, but also notice how quickly the snow showers move out. In fact, by midnight, most of it could be to our east already, and that should minimize snowfall accumulation potential from this storm system. And then Friday, blustery day, kind of a mix of clouds and sun, maybe some lingering flurries and spots. So winter weather alerts primarily to the north and west of our viewing area. Winter weather advisory from Mankato up through the Twin Cities and north of Eau Claire. Those areas have the best chance of seeing a couple inches of snow, maybe as much as 3 to 5 inches plus north of the Twin Cities and far northern Wisconsin. Closer to home, probably a trace to maybe an inch. There could be a few isolated spots on some of the ridge tops, the higher terrain of an inch or two. But again, this is mainly going to be a more wet than white system with rainfall totals perhaps reaching a 1/4 inch to maybe 1/2 inch in some spots. So for tonight, mostly cloudy but mild, 41 for the low. Still a little bit of a breeze out of the south, 5 to 15, gusting to 25. 44 tomorrow. Rain develops later in the morning. Again, that changeover to snow showers tomorrow night with increasing winds. In fact, boy, the next couple of nights, overnight lows in the teens, but windy conditions could cause wind chills on either side of 0, believe it or not. Just some flurries on St. Patty's Day and Saturday, but the main story those 2 days, unseasonably cold. We do rise back into the 40s as we head into next week. In fact, we could be flirting with 50 by the middle of next week. But boy, a pretty good shot of cold air follows this system for Friday and Saturday.
All right. Thanks very much,
Okay.
Bill. Well, in other news, from mobile games to streaming on Twitch to esports, video games have become an enormous entertainment industry. Michael George explains how a new program is helping young people of color take their first step into the world of gaming.
Lori Lamont grew up playing video games, but it wasn't until recently that her hobby became something more.
I never thought game design would be a possible career path for me.
She heard about a new program offered at City College of New York called Gaming Pathways.
That instinct is really good.
Encouraging people of color to work in the multi-billion-dollar gaming industry. The International Game Developers Association survey found less than a third of gaming workers are people of color, and only 5% are black.
That kind of pushed me away from that pathway because I'm like, if someone like me is stepping in the door, then what does that leave for me? You know, like, would people even like welcome me with open arms?
We're going to do them one at a time.
More than 1,000 students will be taught programming, visual arts, and game design. The program got $2 million in funding from the City of New York to help grow the city's gaming industry.
So do you remember the structure of this?
Program director Nicholas Fortuno says diversity is vital.
When industries aren't diverse, especially industries in entertainment or storytelling, they end up telling stories to the same people, and that ignores whole markets of storytellers and whole kinds of stories.
More colleges across the country have established curriculums to help make gaming a career path. Lori is now on track to be a game artist, and she has advice for anyone thinking about working in video games.
It's gonna be hard, but it's okay. Other people have your back, and definitely be open-minded.
What was once kids' play, now
are you updating your own tasks?
Becoming a career. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And in terms of revenue, the video game industry is now larger than Hollywood and the music industry combined. Crazy stuff. Coming up next in sports, Aaron Rodgers clears the air on where he plans to play this year. Plus, it's almost tournament time for our Wisconsin boys high school teams, and the squad in Whitehall gearing up for that gold ball. Rob is in next.
20th Annual Early Bird Home Show lowest prices of the year on 2023 projects. Only at the Board Store Home Improvements, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse. Get started today.
Meet a doctor who connects all the dots. Oftentimes, people with low back pain, knee pain, or hip pain don't even recognize that it's actually coming from their feet. Their feet? For real? Absolutely, 100%. It can have a domino effect because their foot and their ankle aren't supported properly. Their whole body is out of whack. Getting back into whack? Good Feet arch supports could help. Keeping your body in good alignment, that can go a long way. Come in for your free fitting at the Good Feet store.
It's contagious, the environment, that you want to be a part of it. And we are all motivated in different ways and make a pretty good chunk of money here too. Come check it out. I mean, our facilities and our amenities that we have are awesome. Gets me passionate again, I guess, you know, about what I'm doing.
Phillips is hiring fence, deck, landscape leaders, and techs. Love what you do. Go to phillipsoutdoorservices.com for more information and to apply.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford truck to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Two candidates for Supreme Court. Two very different beliefs. Judge Janet Protasewicz. She believes women should have the freedom to make their own decisions on abortion. Extremist Dan Kelly. He supports the 1849 law that takes away women's rights and criminalizes abortion, even in cases of rape, incest, and health of the mother. So who represents you? An extremist or a common sense judge? Vote by April 4th.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
We'll get to the Aaron Rodgers news in just a bit, but we're not going to take the shine away from one of our high school squads gearing up for the biggest game of their season. It's almost tournament time. The Wisconsin Boys State Basketball Tournament tips off tomorrow in Madison, and what a nightcap we have to close out Thursday's session. In Division 4, Two of our area teams will be going head-to-head on the biggest stage. It's going to be Onalaska Luther going up against the boys from Whitehall. The Norse punched their first ticket to the state tournament in 37 years this past Saturday with a 66-62 sectional final win over Cameron. Whitehall has continued to find success this postseason after being crowned Dairyland Large champs with an unblemished 15-0 conference record. While it's been nearly 4 decades since making a trip to Madison, this squad is ready to make history for Whitehall in pursuit of a gold ball.
They're not just satisfied just being a participant. If that's how it ends up being, I mean, we'll be grateful for that, but I think this group of kids has the mindset to want to do more.
We just want to perform how we know we can perform and keep on our redemption tour and hopefully get to that championship game and have a chance to win it all.
We're going down there more than just to be down there. We want to win, and we want to bring home a gold ball for the community and do everything we can to make it a good time and represent our town.
All right, here we go. After numerous reports circulated earlier this week, Aaron Rodgers deciding to clear the air today on the Pat McAfee show. Rodgers began by saying that before his darkness retreat late last month, he was about 90% sure that he was going to retire. But once he found out his name was being shopped around in trade talks, that's when things changed. And after a few days of working out, seeing where his mind and body were, Rodgers eventually came to a decision. Take a listen.
At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Okay.
And I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get. My side, love and appreciation, gratitude for everything that Green Bay has done for me. Love, so much love and gratitude, and just heart open for the Packer fans.
I mean, more you than me, because obviously you're a Wisconsin guy. Bittersweet's the word you used.
Yes, I think that's a good way to sum it up, and we'll discuss it more at 10 for sure.
Will.
It's a heavy day. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Where's the best place for local fresh quality meat? The Holman Locker and Meat Market, of course. Now's the time to order your whole or half double smoked ham, prime rib, or smoked salmon for Easter. Don't forget the wine and cheese. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Help us celebrate our anniversary with big savings. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 1 item, save 10%. Buy 2 items, save 15%. Buy 3 or more items, save 20%. The sale is good in all departments, even carpeting. The more you buy, the more you save sale. This month only at Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup is always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Sexual assault of an 11-year-old. No prison time. He raped a military veteran, left her for dead. Just 2.5 years. Raped a mentally disabled 14-year-old. Probation. How the heck did this happen? Janet Protasewicz.
If you could go back in time, would you have ruled any differently? I would say no.
Really? No time in prison?
I would say no.
Protasewicz set violent criminals free. Again and again. Tell Judge Protasewicz, stop protecting criminals.
Where's the best place for local fresh quality meat? The Holman Locker and Meat Market, of course. Now's the time to order your whole or half double smoked ham, prime rib, or smoked salmon for Easter. Don't forget the wine and cheese. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Mild tonight. Lows only dip to about 41 in La Crosse. Rain develops tomorrow, mixes with and changes to snow tomorrow night. Highs tomorrow around 44.
Thanks a lot, Bill. We'll see you all at 10.